Originally introduced with the Hero 2 along with the Wi-Fi BacPac and made more convenient with the built-in Wi-Fi in the GoPro Hero 3 and 3 Plus cameras, the GoPro Remote has for the most part remained unchanged over the years, until now. No longer bundled with the newest revision of the GoPro, the Hero 4, the GoPro Wireless Remote has undergone its first hardware update as well as a name change, the Smart Remote. The GoPro app is a fantastic way of controlling a connected GoPro camera. Not only can users view a live stream from the camera, it also provides the ability to quickly change all camera settings with ease. Although with the new GoPro Hero 4 Silver Edition, with its built-in LCD touch-sensitive display, one would argue that the live stream is no longer of such importance. If you can live without the live streaming in the GoPro app, or for those who wish to control multiple cameras simultaneously, the Smart Remote is the answer. Within the standard GoPro packaging, users receive the Smart Remote itself, along with an accessory box, containing a notice informing users to ensure the latest firmware has been applied, a standard GoPro Remote charging cable with its proprietary charging connector, a user guide along with some GoPro stickers, a keyring loop for the metal key pre-attached to the Smart Remote, and finally a Velcro wrist strap for strapping the remote to your wrist or your gear. While all accessories including the charging cable, wrist strap and attachment key remain completely unchanged, the Smart Remote itself has undergone several minor advancements. Mainly plastic in construction with a rubberized surface, the face of the module contains 3 buttons. Each button carries the same rubberized finish we've become accustomed to, with the same shutter button as previous, whereas the power button has halved in size to accommodate the new settings button from the Hero 4 range of cameras. Nevertheless, all buttons are well sized and still easy to operate, even with heavily padded or gloved hands. At the top of the unit we find the monochrome LCD display used to replicate the LCD screen from the GoPro camera itself. Very subtle differences from the previous generation include a slightly elongated LED status indicator on one side of the LCD display, along with the standard GoPro branding now rotated to face in the opposite direction to the previous generation. Like its predecessor, there's little to see on the underside of the unit, other than the 2 standard slots on each side of the device used for attaching the included wrist strap and making the device wearable, along with the slightly redesigned and thankfully easier to operate button used to release the attachment key or charging cable. Like the original, the Smart Remote is still waterproof, now up to 10 meters, although bear in mind that Wi-Fi does not work underwater, so the remote and attached camera will disconnect when submerged. The first step to using the Smart Remote is to ensure the battery is fully charged. This can be done by sliding the rear button in order to unlatch the attachment key, which slides out with ease. The Smart Remote charging cable slides in and clicks into place, and just like charging a GoPro camera, users are able to attach the USB end to a computer or plug adapter in order to begin charging the remote. GoPro recommend charging the remote for 1 hour before first use, although no damage occurs if the remote is used before its first charge. In addition, the remote can be used while charging. Pairing with a GoPro camera, no matter which generation, whether black or silver, is a relatively straightforward process. I'll be using a Hero 4 camera in this example. With the camera switched on, navigate through to the Setup menu, enter and select the Wi-Fi options, scroll down to RC and App, and select New RC. The camera will now begin searching for a new Wi-Fi remote. Upon powering on the remote, if the remote has never been paired to a camera before, it will automatically begin pairing. Otherwise, press and hold the settings or tag button for 4 seconds in order to enter pairing mode. The remote will then connect to the camera, and users are able to press the shutter button to stop searching for more units. Once connected, the 3 buttons on the Smart Remote replicate the 3 buttons on the camera, allowing users to control every aspect of the camera from the remote itself. The status light, LCD display, along with all 3 buttons, behave in the same way as those on the camera. With both units switched off, users are able to press the side settings button on the camera for 2 seconds to enable the Wi-Fi connection, as indicated by the flashing blue LED. Powering the remote will then allow users to power on the camera. cycle through shooting modes, and using the settings button, enter the settings of any chosen mode as normal. When recording, users are able to press the HiLight Tag button to bookmark that important moment. Pressing the power button will switch the camera off as normal, although users who wish to switch off the remote without switching off the camera itself are now able to do so by pressing the power and settings buttons together for 2 seconds. There's very little, if any, lag between the two devices, and depending upon the environment, users are able to control their camera from up to 180 meters, making it that much more versatile. Pairing multiple cameras is just as easy. With all cameras switched on, enter the Wi-Fi settings on each and enable Wi-Fi using the same process as before, choosing to connect to a new remote. The cameras begin searching, while users are then able to switch on the remote. Hold the settings button for 4 seconds to place the remote into pairing mode, and the remote then connects to all available cameras. Notice how the LCD display changes to highlight the default shooting mode for each connected camera. Users are able to hit the mode button to scroll through shooting modes as normal, although the setup menu is not available. Also notice hitting the settings button does not provide the ability to enter any settings menus on connected cameras. Therefore, users will need to ensure the settings on each camera are set locally on each unit beforehand. Nevertheless, in this scenario, the remote is incredibly useful for when users wish to synchronize all cameras, shooting a subject or an event, and starting or stopping recordings, or taking burst mode images of the same subject, all at the exact same moment. Although not used for entering settings, users are able to use the HiLight Tag function as normal, which will tag a section of the video across all cameras simultaneously. Hero 3 and 3 Plus users should note that the settings button is not compatible with the 3 or 3 Plus cameras, so will remain completely unused. Users were unable to update the firmware on the previous generation Wi-Fi remote without a long-winded procedure using the Hero 2 Wi-Fi BacPac. Not so with the Smart Remote. When updates to the remote are available, users will be automatically notified when the remote is connected to a camera and will be able to follow on-screen instructions to update the remote. A very welcome addition. Even without the ability to view a live stream, the Smart Remote is an incredibly useful accessory for those who wish to easily control their camera from a long distance, or in scenarios where the GoPro app just isn't practical, on the ski slopes for example. It's refreshingly simple to set up and use, and the addition of the Settings and HiLight Tag button adds an extra feature that users are bound to find very useful. When shooting with multiple GoPros, the Smart Remote is the one-stop solution to synchronizing all cameras, highlighting tags as they capture the action. As a whole, for those who have a valid use, the Smart Remote is a fantastic addition to any GoPro collection and comes highly recommended. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Alternatively, feel free to check out the other GoPro videos in my channel by clicking above or in the description box below. Remember to subscribe, as there are plenty more GoPro videos and tutorials coming shortly. See you next time in Ifty's Tech Corner.